3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of We Talk. I'm Yolanda now. Today is Monday, so I hope you had a fantastic weekend, and I look forward to spending the rest of the week with you with some great interviews lined up. Do stay tuned. Now having a look at our website for some news highlights. Youth of Agstelaan in Windhoek have demanded that government introduce the basic income grant for all Namibians between the age of 19 and 59, as they feel it would help in poverty eradication. During a media conference organized by the Big Coalition last week, the group said many political leaders have over the years portrayed a widespread but completely wrong perception that welfare grants like the Big make people dependent. They said it is evident from 130 big pilot studies from across the world that the grant enables people to become economically active and to improve their own lives substantially. During the session, the group said that they saw practice during the Otjivero pilot study where Big enabled the recipients to change their lives. Should Big be paid to all Namibians, it would certainly transform the youth's current economic state. They added that they want President Hage Geingob, political leaders, clergy, civil society, and all Namibians to understand that the state of the collective social well-being rests on how all stakeholders take care of those who are still chained by the shackles of poverty. Die skoolhoof van die Windhoek Internasionale Skool is gister in die Lady Pohamba private hospitaal opgeneem nadat sy erg beseer is toe sy deur 4 mans in Pionierspark aangerand en van haar voertuig en ander besittings beroof is. Sy het gisteroggend vroeg met haar honde gaan stap toe die mans haar op die pad terug na haar voertuig op die hoek van Ladnerburg en Mostardstraat aangeval het. Volgens Sean Nodee van Namibia Marshall Rangers, wat haar hospitaal toegeneem het, is sy so erg in die gesig met vuiste geslaan dat sy steke moes kry. Die mans het haar van haar persoonlike besittings beroof en haar gedwing om haar persoonlike identifikasienommer van haar bankkaart vir hulle te gee. Hulle het daarna na haar wit Suzuki Jimny weggejaag. Die ouditeur-generaal Junius Kanjeke sê daar bestaan wesenlike onsekerheid oor Windhoek munisipaliteit se solvensie in die toekoms. Hy verwys in die auditsverslag vir die finansiële jaar geëindig op 30 Junie 2019 en 30 Junie 2020 daarop dat die huidige laste van meer as 2.3 miljard Namibiese dollar, die huidige bates van 1.1 miljard Namibiese dollar met 1.3 miljard Namibiese dollar oorskry. Kanjeke weerhou in die verslag 'n auditmening en verduidelik om 'n vrywaring nodig is. Dit beteken geoktroeëerde rekenmeesterstaal, hy kan nie met sekerheid sê die finansiële state van die hoofstadse munisipaliteit is vry van wesenlike wanvoorstellings nie. Een van die kwessies in die vrywaring is die feit dat die munisipaliteit nie die klomp eissake teen hom wat tot verliese van meer as 124 miljoen Namibiese dollar kan lei in die finansiële state geopenbaar het nie. Hy wys ook op verskeie ander foute in die finansiële boekhouding van die munisipaliteit. Namibia's informal settlements continue to buckle under the strain of open defecation, posing a risk to lives and health as the world commemorates World Toilet Day. Namibia has one of the lowest sanitation coverage rates in southern Africa, and at least half of all informal settlement residents defecate in the open. According to a communicator, Phoebe Sylvanus, in addition to the health dangers, including chronic diarrhea and the hepatitis E outbreak, open defecation risks exposing residents to crime. Imagine being raped because you needed a toilet, she said. A toilet is a basic human need, but when it's dark, we have issues of women being attacked and raped in Havana because they needed a toilet. Instead, many residents use buckets and plastic bags and dump the human waste at designated areas in the riverbeds or the bush during the day. In the Khomas area, an estimated 122,200 residents don't have toilets, and an estimated 61 tons of feces are disposed of in open areas of informal settlements every day. In addition, household garbage is dumped in the open where refuge removal services are scarce, erratic, or non-existent.
Strike it gold and win 5,000 Namibian dollars in cash with Neo Paints. Simply buy Neo Paints products from the selected range and stand a chance to get one of 12 mystery buckets filled with gold paint. All 12 winners will each get 3 extra paint buckets equal to their purchase. One to replace the gold paint, the second to use on your project, and the third to give to a charity of their choice. One winner can score another 10,000 Namibian dollars by showing us your creative use of the golden paint. The best project wins the cash. Offer is valid from 27 September to 18 December at your favorite hardware store nationwide. Visit us at neopaints.com for more competition details and follow us on Facebook for weekly competition updates. Neopaints, a coat of excellence.
Today we are joined with the Van Vierens. We have an animal welfare workshop. Can you quickly tell us what is this all about?
Well, the Justice for Animals campaign has 2 objectives. Firstly, to inform the public and stakeholders what the current legislation is around animal welfare. And then secondly, to get momentum to change the current laws, because the laws are outdated, conflicting, and we need to change those laws. Those laws date from 1975 and 1962. And at the moment, animals are being killed and mistreated because of poor laws. So that's the 2 objectives of the campaign. And today's workshop is presented by Advocate Ronelda Wies, who's done an in-depth study on this, and she's going to share knowledge with us.
Why is this so important in the Namibian context?
I think it's really important in the Namibian context that we cannot work on old and outdated laws, and it's time to really make a difference towards animals in our country. And Namibia can be a flagship for Africa because we've put animal rights in our constitution. So I think we have to really look at the laws at this stage.
What is this workshop looking at today?
So the workshop looks at current legislation. There are 4 acts at the moment that govern the welfare of animals. So it looks at that. It shares knowledge, professional knowledge, legal knowledge, not layman's knowledge, with the public and with the stakeholders. And then it looks at what needs to change. We also have some case studies on what's happening at the moment, and to identify the shortcomings of the current legislation to prevent the things that's happening at the moment in our country.
Who are some of the other shareholders that's involved today?
The SPCA, the legislative panel, which is senior advocates, then animal welfare organizations in Namibia.
Animal rights means that animals are not ours to use for food, clothing, entertainment, or experimentation. Animal welfare, on the other hand, allows for these uses if humane guidelines are followed. Animal welfare can be defined as a human responsibility that encompasses all aspects of animal well-being, including proper housing, management, disease prevention and treatment, responsible care, humane handling, and, when necessary, humane euthanasia. Animal welfare proponents seek to improve the treatment and well-being of animals. Animal welfare proponents believe that humans can interact with animals in industry, including farming, entertainment, sport and recreation, but that the interaction should include provisions for proper care and management for the animals involved. Animal welfare utilizes scientific evidence to base animal care and handling guidelines. On the other hand, animal rights is a philosophical view that animals have rights similar or the same as humans. True animal rights proponents believe that humans do not have the right to use animals at all. Animal rights proponents wish to ban the use of all animals by humans. And animal rights proponents support laws and regulations that would prohibit the use of animals for industry, entertainment, sport, or recreation. During 2019, the Animal Protection and Welfare Bill went through 2 rounds of public commentary already. In terms of the 2019 bill, there has been extensive stakeholder engagement already. This then begs the question, what is the hold-up? Why haven't we seen any advances in the promulgation of this legislation? The first problem which was brought to my attention is that the Ministry of Agriculture may not have the resources which is necessary to present a layman's draft. Be it that they are understaffed or they do not have the people with the necessary skill and expertise. 4 members of the Society of Advocates, including myself, the 3 other members are more senior than I am, have offered to make themselves available on a pro bono basis to assist with the drafting of this Act. And I extend that invitation today to the Ministry of Agriculture. Please contact us. The second issue, which I understand caused raucous debate during the previous round of public participation, is the role of the SPCA Namibia and other welfare organizations in terms of the Act. This, I understand, is a result of inter-organizational politics, and these organizations essentially competing for the same turf. There is also an easy solution to that. Separate the animal welfare provisions from the provisions which establish and regulate animal welfare organizations, and deal with that in a separate piece of legislation. Everyone in this room recognizes the need for urgent legislative reform for animal welfare and protection. It accordingly makes sense to separate these issues in order to advance the animal welfare legislation and allow for more time to consider the legislation dealing with the welfare organizations. The the next question that I anticipate is then, well, if the Act does not provide for the establishment and regulation of welfare organisations, then who will enforce the Act? Quite simply, the entity tasked with law enforcement in the country, the Namibian Police Force. If the Act provides for more severe sanctions, the enforcement of the Act will be of greater importance to the police. In addition thereto, we can make provision for private certified animal welfare officers to have certain policing powers. The model law of the Animal Legal Defence Fund provides some guidance on how to deal with this issue and state as follows. All police officers shall have the duty and responsibility to enforce the animal protection statutes of this state. Municipal and county animal control and care agencies and societies incorporated in this state for the purposes of preventing the criminal mistreatment of animals may appoint special humane agents to enforce the animal protection statutes of this state. Any such appointee must be approved by a court in the jurisdiction in which the agency or society is located. The court shall approve the appointment of the special humane agent if the appointee has demonstrated a satisfactory level of knowledge and training in the animal protection laws and the constitutional and statutory restrictions concerning the execution of police powers imposed on law enforcement officers.
With the festive season coming up, today's life hack are for those travelers traveling with expensive items like laptops and cameras. Do yourself a favor and write down the serial numbers of those items, and in the event of them getting stolen, it will be a lot easier to provide the police with the relevant information. Next up, Jeanette Diergaard for your Flex Minute.
Hi everybody and welcome back to Flex. I'm Jeanette Diergaard, your presenter for Flex. Now today we are focusing on lower back stretches that will help you when you have lower back pains. Okay, so we're going to do a piriformis stretch. Now I always called it a figure 4 stretch because you're literally making your legs in a figure 4 shape. So you bring one leg up, you flex that foot, so you will feel this in your glutes and in your hamstrings as well. But this is meant for that lower back pain stretch. Now what this does is it stretches a muscle deep in your buttocks called a piriformis muscle. So that one is just going to help you there. And now we're going to do a seated spinal twist. So you have one leg bent, the other leg out, and you stretch it. So you will feel this one in your lower back and you'll also feel it in your shoulders. Let's do the other side real quick as well. So you have your one leg bent, one out in front of you, and you lock your elbow with your knee and you twist that into your spine. Okay, so it's also going to stretch out that oblique muscles and your lower back. Again, if the pain continues, please go see a doctor. That is it from me. I'll see you next time.
Nuh-uh.
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings our Monday episode to an end. I will be right back here with you tomorrow, same place, same time. See you then.
Here we go!